and it relates to the long-promised statutory guidelines that we're waiting for, that will form the basis upon which climate action plans will be prepared and implemented. Where are the statutory guidelines? Have they been published? Are they about to be published? If not, what's the delay? And when will they be published?
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
Thank you. And thank you, Deputy Connolly, for your very specific question, for which I have a very specific answer. I spoke to the civil servant there who issued those guidelines last Friday. So the Climate Action and Low Carbon Development Amendment Act 2021 strengthens the role of local authorities in climate action. The Act sets out a statutory requirement for each local authority to prepare a local authority climate action plan within 12 months from when the Minister formally issues a request to the sector to begin the preparation of such plans. So these plans were sent around to local authorities on Friday. They were circulated to local authorities, and there will be a formal launch in next month. The local climate action plans have to be consistent with the most recent approved National Climate Plan, and they will include both mitigation and adaptation measures. The Act requires that they must be updated every 5 years. Each plan includes a decarbonising zone, and they will be selected by the local authority. A separate technical annex has been developed as part of the guidelines to assist local authorities with this. And there are a number of sections which have all been distributed now. The Local Authority Climate Action Plan Guidelines, a technical annex on developing and implementing the Local Authority Climate Action Plan, a Climate Change Risk Assessment Annex, a Climate Mitigation Assessment Annex, and an annex on decarbonising zones. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Deputy Connolly.
They have been completed. They've been sent out to all of the 31 local authorities. That's what I understand. There's been no fanfare at this point. Nobody knows about it except the local authority management. Is that correct? But everybody will know about it in a month's time. So I welcome that they've finally been published. I welcome that, because without them, we can't have a local climate action plan, or an implementation plan. Now, earlier on, you took exception in relation to Deputy Breach Smith's comments, and let me say I identify with her sense, not in any personal way, and I don't think she made it personal, but the lack of urgency in relation to climate action is startling. And so if we look at the guidelines that have now been issued, it has taken forever. The decarbonisation that you so proudly refer to, the decarbonisation zones, back in February 21, more than 2 years ago to be precise, the local authorities, 29 of 31, published their carbon decarbonisation zones. Nothing has happened since, Minister. You might comment on that.
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
Thanks. Well, what I'll say is that we can have all the strategies and we can have all the plans in the world, but they don't come to much if they're not implemented and if there's no political will. And you know that those two ingredients are absolutely key to the difference between saying things and things actually happening. Do people want the things to happen, and are they going to put in the work and the competence to make them happen? I've been in a local authority, and I think, Deputy, you probably spent time in a local authority too. Too much. And you will know that there is a lot of talk sometimes in local authorities which is not matched by action, and that sometimes there are plans brought forward which speak in great high terms about things and in noble ways, but don't really translate into actions because the executive or because the councillors themselves don't really want them to happen. So for these plans to translate into actual climate action, we are going to need to see some bravery on the part of the councillors and of the executive, and we're going to need to see a mind shift from some people who are really stuck in the past. I'm not referring to any particular local authority, but I've seen it broadly across, and I'm hoping for some change.
Thank you.
Now, Minister, I'm normally constructively critical and quite severely so on management in the City Council in Galway. On this occasion, they've done everything right. They submitted the decarbonisation zone plan back 2 years ago, and the department has set since then and done nothing. As I followed it up, and other colleagues, I think, we were told that we were waiting on the statutory guidelines. It has taken up to last Friday to publish the statutory guidelines. So let's apportion blame justly and fairly and where it's due. Let's praise the councils, 29 of 31, that submitted their decarbonisation zones. You might be in a position to clarify, have 31 now done it? You might be in a position to tell me why it has taken the department so long. There is another question following after this, and I might get a chance to elaborate on the tardiness of each government to date and a Supreme Court judgment that forced the hand of the government. But at this point, let's be fair and just in relation to the decarbonisation plan is sitting in the department since 2 years ago.
Minister.
Thank you. And we should be fair to local authorities. I don't have information for you on the timeline that led to the issuing of the guidelines from last Friday, what the statutory timeline was, what it ought to have been. But I'm willing to talk to you about afterwards about this if you actually want to find out more information. What I'm referring to with local authorities is the problem where there's a lot of discussion and talk about, for example, sustainable transport, but then when I go out to the local authorities, all they want to talk to me about is new roads. When we allocate money for retrofitting for local authorities, and sometimes the local authorities do not spend the money that's been allocated to them. A great imbalance in the amounts of money that are drawn down for different sustainable funds, for different climate action areas between different local authorities, which would make you wonder, why do some local authorities not spend the money even when they're given it? So really, I guess that's the challenge for all local authorities. And I think perhaps the best way to do this is to highlight and champion the local authorities that are doing well.
Thank you. Now,
local authorities submitted decarbonisation plans. I've asked a very specific question. How have those plans just set? Have the other two that didn't do it, have they done it by now? More equally significantly, has your department now issued directions? You have until the 7th of March to direct the local authorities to make...
I think you've taken a third slot. Are we on another question?
I didn't. No.
Are we on the first oral question?
Yeah. We're not. No, I beg your pardon. I was in my second minute of the priority. No?
I think we've taken...
Okay.
Apologies.
Yeah.
But you are up next. The next oral is
that's
your
okay.
question. Deputy Connolly for the next oral question.
Perhaps maybe the rules don't allow. We perhaps should have taken the two together to develop this a bit more. So in utter frustration, the second question was put down because of the decarbonisation plans sitting in the department. I've asked, is it possible to have a pilot project to learn, roll them out, let the local authorities do their jobs and learn from it? And now, in my 6 seconds, has your department issued the direction that you're legally obliged to do to the local authorities to prepare the local action plans?
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
The Climate Action and Low Carbon Development Act 2021 strengthens the role of local authorities in climate action. The Act sets out a statutory requirement for each local authority to prepare a local authority climate action plan within 12 months from when the Minister issues a request to the sector to begin the preparation of such plans. And the Minister issued this request last Friday. Each plan will include a decarbonisation zone, which is selected by the local authority. A separate technical annex has been developed as part of the guidelines to assist local authorities with this. Decarbonisation zones are intended to be the focus for a range of climate mitigation, adaptation and biodiversity measures in each local authority, administrative area, and they will help identify projects which will contribute to the delivery of the National Climate Objective. Action 165 of the National Climate Action Plan 2019 sets out that each local authority should identify and develop plans for one decarbonising zone within their respective administrative area. The Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage issued a circular in February of 2021 to all local authorities setting out guidance around developing the zones. Action 80 of the 2021 Climate Action Plan required each local authority to integrate the development of their decarbonisation zone into their local authority climate action plan. Technical Annex D of the guidelines provides specific guidance on the decarbonisation zones. The development of the decarbonisation zone concept in Ireland has been informed by good practice in other jurisdictions and in Ireland, including the Dundalk Sustainable Energy Community project of 2020, the Port Leash Low Carbon Town, the Dingle Hub and the Dingle SEC. These projects and experiences can be considered to be pilot projects. They've influenced the rollout of decarbonisation zones nationally. As testbeds and demonstrator areas, the decarbonisation zones are themselves pilot projects. The intention is that trialling decarbonising measures in smaller areas will lead to learning and the development of good practice that will then be shared nationally. The Local Authority Climate Action Plan guidelines were published last Friday. This will begin the formal process to commence the development of the local climate plans, and local authorities have 12 months to complete these.
Thank you, Deputy. Yes, your
Okay,
first.
just in the interest of clarity. So here we have now, we've clarification. The guidelines were issued last Friday. They'll be made public within a month, where we have to wait another month to suit the Communications Department, presumably. A direction has also been issued to all the local authorities to prepare an action plan. Is that what you're saying? I don't have the reply in front of me. So let's be very clear now, because I have 4 pages here of background, and I can tell you, frustration is quite high when you stand up and you still haven't answered me. What was the delay for 2 years? Have the 31 authorities now given in their decarbonisation plans? And just a very quick little history lesson. Climate Action Plan 2019, as you've read out, that was each local authority will identify a decarbonisation zone. That guideline, that was to be for the end of 2019. Then the 2020 election intervened, and I'll resume on my second minute.
Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Deputy. I think you have a specific question about whether a legal direction has yet been issued, and I would have to check that. I know that the guidelines were circulated last Friday, but I don't know if they constitute legal direction. If you want, I think you're asking for some history of how these decarbonising zones were developed, or are you looking for? Because you want to know why we're issuing these guidelines.
I'm
at this
asking
stage.
why it has taken up to now to get the guidelines while welcoming them, but I won't interrupt, sir.
Okay. So the Department of Housing issued circular LGSM 01/2021 in February 21 to chief executives and directors of planning, which provided instructions around developing zones for local authorities. Action 80 of the National Climate Action Plan 2021 required each local authority to integrate the development of their decarbonising zone into their local authority climate action plan, and accordingly each local authority will take forward their decarbonising zone as a component of their local authority climate action plan. So at this point, responsibility for the decarbonising zone process was transferred from the Department of Housing to the Department of Environment. Sorry.
Thank you. Deputy.
I'm going to try. Has the Minister issued the direction to the local authorities to prepare their climate action plans? You're under a legal obligation to do that within 18 months. That 18 months is up next Tuesday, the 7th of March. Has that happened? If it hasn't happened, will it happen before the 7th of March? In relation to a history lesson, the decarbonisation zones, and let me put on the record that I'm praising Galway City Council. Galway City Council in April 21 submitted their application expecting to get approval and make an implementation plan by the end of 2021. As of February 22, 1 year ago, 29 of the 31 local authorities, for the third time I'm saying it, had submitted applications for decarbonisation zones. 2 years later, no decarbonisation zone has been implemented, despite the urgency and the emergency declared, because they had to wait on the statutory guidelines that were published last Friday, and we still don't know if the legal directions have issued, or the issues that are required legally.
Minister.
Thank you, Deputy. I'm not sure what the idea is of asking a question and then I give you a direct answer and then you ask the same question again. So what you've asked me is, has a legal direction been issued? And what I told you is that I know the guidelines were circulated last Friday, but I don't know if they constitute a legal direction, and I will find out for you and come back to you. So that's really all I can say to you on that. Regarding the decarbonising zones, there's a 5-stage process on this to identify and define the decarbonising zone and set out a vision and objectives, baseline and scope to establish the emission inventory policy context and alignment, and to identify and map the stakeholders. Thirdly, to register opportunities to compile a portfolio of actions, projects, technologies and interventions. Then to set out the actions to be achieved, and then to devise a strategy for implementation. So this is going to be a distinct component of the local authority climate action plan, and as a delineated area with specifically targeted interventions, it will have a clear-cut focus, and it will be presented in a separate chapter and a section in each local authority climate action plan. So that's what's included in the guidelines that were sent around last Friday.